Who has delivered us from the power of darkness and translated us into the kingdom of his son. This is a very powerful verse because what happens in the Old Testament is how God is going to deliver us from the power of darkness. Remember, everybody was under the bondage of the Mosaic law because of their sin, because of their hardened hearts. And so God was going to show how the Messiah entered his own creation through a lineage of a people, a remnant of a people that he chose for himself, right? And that remnant that had faith, that the Messiah will set people free from sin, deliver people from the power of darkness. We see this in Genesis 3:15, right? The gospel that was first established in 3:15 crushed the serpent's head, defeating sin and death through the death of Christ, bruising the woman's heel. And what happens? He translated us into the kingdom of his dear son. Didn't say he translated us into the kingdom of Israel. He said it translated us into the kingdom of Jesus, the true Israel, Jesus, the true Israel, the true Jacob. That's why you see a lot of typology where it says his son, Israel, referring to Jesus, the true Israelite. That's why the tribe of Judah, the seed of David, he fulfilled that lineage that was the seeds that were from Abraham. He is the fulfillment of that lineage, the actual seed, Jesus Christ. And we can go to Galatians 3:16, and that says that plain and simple. It says, in whom we have redemption through his blood. Again, what do we have? Redemption through the shedding of his blood. That's in Isaiah 51 and 53. Even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. And that just means preeminence. It doesn't mean that he needed to be created. Preeminence. Now here's 16 is huge. For by him were all things created, Jesus, that are in heaven, that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones, dominions, principalities, or powers. Y'all notice how in Ephesians 6:12, it says we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with powers, principalities, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Well, all these things, Jesus dominates all of these things. And what? All things were created by him and for him. You see that? And for him. That means those covenants, everything was created for us to know Jesus. Our intercessor, our mediator, God with us, Emmanuel. Now we can know the true and living God. No idols, no idolatry, no false worship, no vain worship. But now through Jesus Christ, we know the true and living God.